Well, the final spot in the Eastern Conference and Western Conference seedings will be determined tonight, with the winner of tonight's games being the number 8 seed in the West and the number 8 seed in the East. And I have both winners, and they come in the games between the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks, and also the Memphis Grizzlies will be hosting the Dallas Mavericks as well. So let's start with the early game first. Miami at Atlanta. That goes at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Folks, before I get to that, real quickly, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, there's a subscribe button right in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Just click on that. It's 100% free to do so, folks, and you'll be privy to some of the best sports betting experts in all the world right here at WagerTalk TV. And folks, that's not a bunch of malarkey. That's fact. So if you look at the lineup of experts we have at WagerTalk TV, I'm sure you would agree. And then also, be kind enough to give me a like, folks. You hit that like button. It's just a small token of your appreciation for the work, time, and effort I put in on a daily basis. We lost our first two NBA play-in games in terms of free picks, but I did cash in with my premium selection on Wednesday night, as I had the Dallas Sacramento game to go over 110 in the first half. They scored 119. Easy winner there. And also my Major League Baseball free picks right here at Wager Talk TV. Since Tuesday, 5-0-1. Since Monday, 6-1-1. So nice runs here with Major League Baseball free picks at Wager Talk TV. Let's get it going in the NBA tonight, starting with that Miami and Atlanta game. I'm going to look at the first half total in this game, which is currently 112.5. These teams have met 4 times this year, and the first half total has gone 3-1 to the over. And 3 overs with 115 plus points being scored in the first half in each of those contests. So these, again, let me clarify that a little. I don't know if I said that clear enough, but these teams have met 4 times this year. 3 of the 4 games have gone over the first half total, and all 4 games saw 115 points or more being scored in the first half. Miami, in their last 5, a combined 118.6 points scored per game in first half action, and they themselves averaged 63 points per game in the first half over their last 5 contests. Atlanta, in their last 5, their first half combined total an average of 115 points per game, and Atlanta at home in the first half this year, a combined 119.3 points per game. Miami 20-8 to the over in the first half this year, when they're +3 to -3 on the point spread, and right now they're, I believe, +2.5, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm sorry, it's a pick'em game. What am I thinking? A pick'em game. So again, Miami 20-8 to the over in the first half this year, won +3 to -3 on the point spread, and that includes 7-3 to the over when those situations arise in Miami away games. Atlanta 15-4 to the over this year when their point spread is +3 to -3. So these teams, when they're involved in games, which is a pretty even matchup, they have shown a propensity to go over the first half total on the season. First half total, 51.3% of the game total right now. And when I see that, folks, it's a sure tell sign that the odds makers are expecting a higher scoring first half than the second half. And I am going to go Miami and Atlanta over the first half total of 112.5. Before I get to my next game, Dallas and Memphis, a couple more friendly reminders here, folks. NBA postseason, folks, for myself, yours truly, Ross Benjamin, since 2022. The numbers don't lie. And I am 115 and 77, 60% since 2022 with my NBA postseason premium picks. That's the picks that my clients pay for. And that also made a net profit over that time of 12,255 units based on $100 bet per unit. So I don't know what you're waiting for, because we got a special offer for myself right now, $195 for the rest of the NBA right through the finals. And that's a pretty cheap price to pay when you compare it to the numbers I just rattled off to you. Not only that, when you buy that package, we're going to include 2 free weeks of my Major League Baseball premium picks as well. So take advantage of that, folks. I mean, even if you don't play Major League Baseball and you ignore my Major League Baseball picks for 2 weeks, which I don't know why you would, but if you choose to do so, $195 for the records and the net profit I just rattled off, folks, is an absolute steal. It's up to you. Okay, you could, if you're going to complain about a free pick loser like a couple people have earlier this week, then spend a little money, because it's American business overall. You need to spend a little to make a lot. All right. Also, we have a 7-day all access pass across the board for all of us over at WagerTalk.com. $77 for a 7-day all access pass. That includes all sports, any handicapper of your choosing. If you want to choose more than one handicapper, feel free to do so. We'll honor that. And that amounts to just $11 a day, folks. And my NHL, by the way, I'm going to have 2 picks in the NHL playoffs, and I'm going to start up in the ante in terms of volume and units per play in the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs starting on Saturday night. 2 picks. I finished the NHL regular season on a 24-12 run, 67%. So there you have it, folks. A lot to look forward to. Let's get to the next game. And thank you for those who have been waiting patiently and are annoyed because they don't feel like I should be promoting myself, but too bad. Dallas at Memphis, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Memphis is a 6-point home favorite. The total is 221 in this game. And, as opposed to conventional thinking when we just try to zero in on a point spread or a total or a money line play, I am going to take a different approach here and find betting value elsewhere. And as a matter of fact, I have 2 picks in this game that fall under that heading that I just described. Memphis has allowed an average of 59.1 points per game in the first half this year. During Wednesday's play-in loss or Tuesday's play-in loss at Golden State, they trailed 67-55 at the half in that game. During their 4 games against Dallas this year, they allowed an average of 55.5 points per game to the Mavericks in first half action. And they allowed 61.1 points per game, meaning Memphis, in 16 games against division rivals this year. That's 61.1 points per game in the first half when facing division rivals this year. And that entailed 16 games. Dallas, on the other hand, has averaged 58.5 points per game in the first half on the road this year. In their previous game, which got them to this point, which was a blowout win against Sacramento, the Dallas Mavericks were unbelievable in the first half of that game at Sacramento as they took a 71-47 halftime lead. The last 5 games, the Dallas Mavericks have averaged 60 points per game in first half action and only 48.4 points per game in the second half in those last 5 games. So they've been a top-heavy team in terms of their offensive production has come pretty much about 57% or 55% to 57% of their offensive production has come in the first half over the last 5 games. Dallas is averaged 58.7 points per game in the first half this year on the road. And when the first half total is 111 or greater, let me repeat that again because that was sort of choppy. Dallas, whenever their first half total on the road is 111 or greater, the Mavericks have averaged 58.7 points per game in the first half of those contests. I'm going to go with Dallas to go over their first half total of 54.5. And if your sports book doesn't have a first half team total. You could find it at Bet Online right now. In addition, I'm going to give you another pick as well. So this one, you'd have no trouble getting in at any sports book in the country. Dallas outscored um, has been outscored 59-49 in the second. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. Dallas was outscored 59-49 in the second half of that 120-106 win at Sacramento on Wednesday. Memphis outscored Golden State 61-51 in the second half in Tuesday's 121-116 loss at Golden State. In other words, Dallas had a much better first half, which they led 71-47, and Memphis had a much better second half after trailing 67-55 at the half in their first game of this play-in tournament at Golden State. Memphis is also 4-9 against the spread in the first half this year when coming off a loss by 6 or less, and they're coming off a loss by 5 at Golden State, 121-116. So I'm also going to go with Dallas plus 3.5 in the first half tonight against Memphis. So repeating again, my three picks. Dallas over 54.5 team total in the first half. Dallas plus 3.5 in the first half. Also, Miami and Atlanta to go over the first half total of 112.5. And there you have it. Three picks in the NBA play-in games tonight on Friday, April the 18th. Until the next time, folks, take care and God bless.